When you wake up in the morning, take a moment to recognize the precious gift of being alive. Appreciate the ability to breathe, think, experience joy, and share love with others. These simple acts are privileges many of us often overlook, but they are the foundation of what makes life worthwhile. The happiness you experience in life is deeply connected to the quality of your thoughts. Your mind shapes the way you see the world and your experiences within it, so be mindful of how you choose to think. Look within yourself, for there lies a wellspring of strength that will always rise to meet you as long as you keep seeking it. Do not waste time desiring things you don't have. Instead, focus on the blessings you already possess. Reflect on how deeply you would long for these things if they were suddenly taken away, and let gratitude fill your heart. The goal of life is not to conform to the majority, but to avoid finding yourself among those who live without clarity or reason. Instead, strive to live with integrity, free from the madness that often overtakes the world. Whenever you are tempted by bitterness or frustration, remind yourself that misfortune is not what you should focus on. Rather, consider that the real challenge, and therefore the true fortune, is how you bear these trials. Accept the challenges that come your way as part of your unique path. For what better way to grow than through those experiences designed for your development? You don't have to make every situation into something significant, nor should you allow it to disturb your peace. Instead, learn to let things go and accept them as they come. Living a good life is within everyone's reach. If we learn to disregard things that do not truly matter, we unlock our full potential for happiness and fulfillment. Think of yourself as if you have already lived your life, and now, with what remains, commit to living it with purpose and clarity. Death, as inevitable as it is, smiles at all of us, but the true act of bravery is not to fear it. Instead, smile back, for there is nothing more powerful than accepting your fate with dignity. The greatest form of revenge is not to mirror the behaviors of those who oppose you. Instead, rise above and maintain your integrity. The state of your mind is shaped by what you constantly think about, for the human spirit reflects the impressions you allow to influence it. What may initially seem like an obstacle is often the very thing that leads to progress. The challenge you face might just be the key to moving forward. What stands in your way can, with the right mindset, become the way to your growth. Remember, you have control over your mind, not the events that happen around you. Understanding this truth is a source of inner strength. Fear does not come from the inevitability of death, but from the fear of never truly beginning to live. Do not let worries about the future take away your peace of mind. When the time comes to face it, you will have the same tools of reason and understanding that you use to navigate the present. Happiness doesn't require much. It's all about how you perceive the world and how you choose to think. True contentment comes from within, shaped by your thoughts and perspective. Loss, in its truest sense, is nothing but a form of change, and change is nature's way of delighting in progress. A person's true joy lies in fulfilling the purpose for which they were made. This is where true happiness can be found. Enjoy the present moment without being weighed down by an anxious dependence on what lies ahead. Find peace in what you already have, for when you are content with what you possess, you need nothing more. Live each day as if it were a life of its own, and approach it with intention. The challenges you face are not because life is difficult, but because you may not have dared to act. It is in choosing to act that you overcome difficulties. Time may seem short, but often we waste it, either doing nothing at all or doing things that lack purpose. We lament the brevity of our days while simultaneously behaving as though we have endless time. Make the most of each day, for it may be shorter than you think. A gem cannot shine without being polished through friction, and a person cannot reach their highest potential without experiencing trials. The most inspiring sight is watching a person face hardship with courage and resilience. Before you sleep each night, take a moment to reflect. What weaknesses did you conquer today? What virtues did you cultivate? This practice will help you track your growth and progress on your journey toward becoming the best version of yourself. No challenge is too great if you approach it with determination. Even when thrown into the most difficult situations, you have the power to come out victorious, leading others with your strength. A life lived with honor is never incomplete. It is the mark of a truly fulfilled existence. At any point in life, when you leave it, if you do so with the right approach, you leave it whole and complete. Often, we suffer more in our imaginations than in the actual circumstances of life. We long for life, but do we truly understand how to live it? We fear death, yet ask yourself, is the life you lead any different from being dead? The most profound blessings of humanity lie within us and are readily accessible. A truly wise individual finds contentment in whatever situation life presents. Our experiences are shaped not by external events, but by the way we choose to view them. Life, like a story, isn't measured by its length but by its depth and quality. Sometimes, simply living itself requires great courage. If you wish to break free from the things that torment you, the solution isn't to seek a new location, but to transform into a different person. We often fail to recognize how unnecessary many of the things we possess are until we find ourselves without them. We've been accumulating not out of need but because they were available to us. Those who suffer before it's truly necessary bear a burden greater than what is required. Hold on to your youthful enthusiasm. In time, you'll find it even more valuable. It's not the person with too little who is truly poor, but the one who always desires more. If you don't know where you are headed in life, no wind will be favorable enough to guide you. Luck is the result of being prepared when an opportunity arises. From this moment forward, make a vow to stop disappointing yourself. Break free from the crowd, choose to be extraordinary, and take the steps you need to take now. When faced with a hardship, remind yourself that you were preparing for this, that this moment was a part of your training. Live with balance and moderation, for that is an impenetrable fortress. If you seek improvement, be willing to be perceived as foolish or uninformed. No significant accomplishment comes all at once, just as grapes or figs do not suddenly appear. If you desire a fig, remember that it must first blossom, then bear fruit, and finally ripen. First, determine what you aim to be, and then take the necessary steps to become it. When you find yourself offended by the faults of another, look within yourself and reflect on your own shortcomings. This will help dissolve your anger. The challenges you face will reveal your inner strength. If you remain steadfast, you will one day create something that endures, something worthy of your potential. The world will step aside for anyone who knows where they are going. Connect yourself to that which is spiritually superior, irrespective of what others think or do. Hold steadfast to your true desires, no matter the chaos around you. Even if the world seems against you, remember that your will cannot be defeated. Don't seek goodness in external things, but find it within yourself. In every adversity you encounter, turn inward and ask yourself what power you possess to transform the situation into something beneficial. It is the nature of the wise to resist indulgence, whereas the foolish become slaves to their desires. Cherish the present moment and immerse yourself fully in the details of what you are experiencing. Confront each challenge with resolve, stop avoiding responsibilities, and begin to truly live. If you aspire to be a writer, write. Surround yourself only with those who elevate you, whose presence draws out your best. Be selective about the ideas and images you allow into your mind. True freedom lies in mastering oneself. If someone speaks ill of you, don't make excuses for their words. Instead, respond by acknowledging that they are unaware of your other faults, or they wouldn't have chosen those particular ones to mention. You cannot begin to learn something you believe you already know. Don't try to force life to unfold as you wish. Instead, accept it as it comes, and you will find peace. Never rely on others' admiration to define your strength. Real power comes from within, and personal merit cannot be granted by external sources.